what type of approach to language teaching are we fostering from this perspective? Well, let us analyze a little bit what we know about approaches to language teaching. Shintani draws an interesting synthesis of the two main ways in which we tend to teach languages. On the one hand, we teach languages with a focus on form, what Shintani calls F on F, that is, the incidental development of grammatical knowledge as a byproduct of communication. So this means that by using language for communication, people will develop knowledge on the grammatical system, as well as vocabulary. In contrast, a focus on forms approach, F on FS, is what Shintani describes as language being broken down into discrete elements, that is, words, grammar, rules, notions, functions, which are taught item by item in a linear additive fashion. This means that language is carefully selected and carefully divided so as to be taught one item after the other. Which one do you think is the approach that we will use in order to teach English to young learners? To derive an answer to that question, let us watch the animated version of this picture story used to teach English to young children. In what ways are the principles highlighted in this presentation realized? How can you describe the treatment of language? Is there a focus on form or a focus on forms? What do you think?
This is fun! Oh no! Leo! Oh. Where's the ball?
Look! I've got an idea. Gina, come with me.
Yummy. Be careful!
Help!
Oh!
Look!
Ah!
We've got the ball now.
Thank you, Mr. Crocodile.
As you must have noticed, the material has a focus on form. Yet, it doesn't sound exactly as you would expect authentic language use to sound. But why? It sounds as if it had been planned to help children learn the language as they are using it, but focusing on specific linguistic features that have been predetermined. Well, that is what Shintani calls a bland focus on form. Attention to the selected linguistic feature is intensive and is placed in materials and the interactive routines in class to help students focus on a specific linguistic feature that has been predetermined by the teacher. In contrast, when children learn a language in a naturalistic environment, they follow an unplanned focus on form. That is, learners' attention is occasionally and spontaneously directed onto specific linguistic forms while they are using language for communication, that is, when they are performing unfocused tasks. A focus on form approach is in line with an interactionist theory, which says that L2 acquisition takes place through interaction while the learner's primary attention is focused on message content. Yet, there is also an acknowledgement that attention on form is needed. We know through Long's studies that when learners notice the positive evidence provided in the input and also the gap between this and their own interlanguage helps them acquire the language. Swain also says that acquisition can take place when learners attempt to produce the target language and they notice the gap in their linguistic knowledge. So, to conclude, noticing is a crucial factor in learning.